looks good. Rock solid T-28 there. Hello and welcome to HobbyKing.com. My name's Stuart and I'm here to present to you an official flight review of a model that's been out for some time now but hasn't seen much audio-visual love for some time. It is of course the Durafly T-28. Now this is the Centennial or Century version, I think it is. Centennial, I was right the first time. It's a celebratory scheme for the US Navy. Now I'll get into the history of the Durafly T-28 when we're flying it, because that's what we're here to do. It's a flight review, as I said, so I'll just go through the initial specs and then we'll get out there. Now, as I say out there, you see behind me, it's pretty much dead calm now. It is rather grey, there has been some rain coming. Now, I don't know about you guys and girls, but I haven't flown for about 2 months because it's just been constant wind and rain here. Fortunately, there is no wind. It's just a tiny bit of rain. But we're going to get past that because we're going to take you out there and you'll see that this very vibrant anniversary scheme pops really nicely. It's got the LEDs on there as well, so look out for those in flight. Not only that, it's a full house in terms of scale features. Of course, you've got ailerons, you've got rudder, elevator and throttle, but you do have really nice flaps. I'll just show you that very quickly now. Operate the flaps for you guys. So these are the flaps coming down, but not only that, you also have a nice scale feature with the brake. See that operating there? Yeah. That's cool. Like a dive brake. Now in flight it doesn't do much, but it certainly looks very, very good and very scale. Also, whilst I got it over actually, you'll see it's got a full complement of gear doors. Now these are just actuated simply by this spring. So as the gear goes down, it just catches on that wire and hey presto. Very, very simple but very effective method for getting gear doors on an 1100mm warbird such as this. So that's the basic details. It's going to be flying on a 2200 4S. It's a 750 kV AeroStar motor and a Durafly 45 amp speed controller. Flight times is around 5 or 6 minutes, and it's no slouch. It's certainly not, you know, ballistic fast, but it's got good speed for its size and for this type of model. So without further ado, I'll stop the talking and I'll actually put some video to those words and go out and give you a flight demonstration for this, the official flight review of the Durafly T-28 Trojan. Okay, so here we are, got the T-28 on the ground. The sun is trying to come out, but there is a little bit of drizzle coming, but we'll push through that. There is no wind, absolutely. Now, I will draw your attention to the fact that we are knocking on the door of spring here, so it's quite damp and quite spongy, the grass. This is a tricycle undercarriage with a 3-blade prop. You ideally want to fly it on grass shorter than this, but it will handle rougher, spongier grass like this. You just need to hold a little more up. But I'll talk you through that as we take off, and I will take off with mid-flaps on this one. So let's get over there and we'll go straight into the takeoff. Are you ready? Ready. Okay, so I'm on mid-flaps now. Let's not get too zoomed in. All right, here we go. Flight review of the T-28. Now, holding on full up elevator, you'll hear the prop just cutting the long grass just a little bit. So ease off the elevator as speed builds up. Goes very nicely, hey? Very nice. How's that looking on camera? Perfect. All right, let's see if we can, I won't go too far because the sky is great. That blue really, really popping. Let's do a fast full power pass. Nice and wide, here we go. And as I do that, I saw the green light, I hope you guys did too, but can you feel the rain coming, Tom? Yeah. Yep. Drizzle. That's just typical. Alright, so I'm just going to cruise for a second whilst I get my bearings. So this is on half throttle now, it just needs a little bit of trim. And you can see it's very, very benign, and this was, this 1100mm is what we call the atypical, traditionally anyway, park flyer size. Park flying is not so much of a thing now with the regulations, but what that does tell you is that it can fly in a very, very small space. And I'm just keeping it pretty much within the circumference of the field. Now I'm going to put full flaps on and you'll see just how slow I can get it. Look at that, there's full flaps. It pitches up just a little bit, but you want to keep a little bit of nose down on the stick. See that? Perfect. Very, very slow. Now I'll keep that on, I'll come around. I want to use rudder in this turn, not so much aileron because I just want to push the nose around into the turn. That green's popping nicely, look at that. Now remember, the full size was a trainer, so inherently by design it should be really rather stable. I've flown other T-28s and they are not as stable as this one. It's a really good first warbird platform. A little bit of a wing over there, that navy really sticking out nicely on the blue. Let's mix it up a bit now. I'm going to bring it around here. Well, there's no wind, so I'm going to go into a loop from this direction. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, and pulling up into the loop, pretty much keep them as big as you like, and then let it come off at the top. A little bit squally, but that's okay. Exits beautifully. Very, very confidence inspiring. Coming on this side now. Fast pass right to left. This is full throttle now. Yeah, like I said, it's not ballistic, but it's got a good turn of speed and it's a good warbird, well, not warbird trainer, well, it is a warbird trainer. I'd call it a good introductory model to warbird flying. Super, super steady. It's got great visuals with the scheme. Going to do a stall turn S there. And it handles so nicely, and the speed is decent too. There we go. Whoa, boy. I'm mixing it up a bit now. Just got a little bit of bonus footage for you that I'm going to try and splice in here. Flies inverted really nice. I've become that much more comfortable with it now, and the sun's come out. Look at that. Holds it very nice. I'm going to roll over and land because my battery's getting low, and we'll cut back to the regular flight review. Alright, let's bring it around into a roll. I'm going to do a low rate roll for you guys as it cruises past. This is low rate roll coming up, pull up a little bit. Lovely over. I'll do one the opposite direction as there's no wind and show you high rate roll, and then we'll take it up and show you guys the stall, which is very benign. So this is high rate roll now. Ready?
Ready.
Way too fast for my liking. Let's get it up again, and we're going to just kick in nothing but elevator now. I'm going to bring it into what wind there is and let the power drop, and now I'm pulling full up. Now, you see, it just kind of mushes. Ease off the elevator.
Cool.
Apply power, and away we go. Alright, now let's do a dirty part. Let's get the gear coming down. You ready? I'll get it nice and slow. And we'll do it up again. Tucks away nicely. Very cool. And what I'm going to do is show you the gear, what's it called, the air brake now. I adjusted it from what it was on the bench, so it fully deploys now. And it doesn't really do anything in terms of pitch. Here it comes. See it?
Yeah,
see it
yeah.
Now we'll add a little bit of drag. I'll keep it flying on now, and we'll bring in, this is fully deployed, so it's almost at 90 degrees to the wing. And I'll just do a turn as I come towards the camera. Can you see it there under the belly there? Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That looks cool, doesn't it? Now, of course, Tom reminded me that these are, of course, carrier trainers, so that's why this variant of the T-28 would have had this dive brake or air brake. Is it dive brake or air brake?
I think an air brake.
I think air brake, yeah. It's not like a dive bomber like a Dauntless. It would have had that to help slow it down for carrier landings. Now, speaking of landings, let's just do a fast pass this way. Nice big bulbous canopy, which reminds me it does include a FPV mount if you want to fly FPV. Take advantage of that big clear canopy. Another roll now. I'm going to land in a second. I will just tell you quickly the history about the T-28 as I fly around. There was the original Durafly one, the red and white one. That was only 3S. Then we lost those molds, so we made a whole new mold, and that original version came out as the all yellow version. I believe that was only 3S at the time as well. And then it was decided to put, which I think was a very wise decision, this really striking anniversary scheme on this T-28. It's a very unusual scheme, but I think it really stands out nicely. Going up for a stall turn there. And in this final forest configuration that you see now, and I think you'll agree it's flying very well because of it. Alright, so now bring it into land. Now, in terms of carrier landings, I'm going to go full flaps. I'm going to try and emulate, well, just do a landing. I was going to say I'll try and emulate a carrier landing, but I really have no idea how to do it. But that looks about right, doesn't it? Yep. So I'm going to apply power as I come into the flare here, and you should be getting a nice three-pointer. Ah, yeah, pretty much there you go. I'm pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, cool.
You can, well, the point that I'm making there, in terms of carrier space, even without the hook, you saw there that it stopped in a very short distance. And with that approach, and with how the model flies, you can really confidently hold up on that elevator, even with full flaps, to really get it bleeding off the speed nicely. And then as you come over the threshold, apply a little bit more power just to get it to flare nicely into that landing. And of course at that point, it hasn't got much forward momentum, so it stops very, very quickly. So that was the Durafly T-28 1100mm flying on a 2200 4S Durafly anniversary scheme, or Centennial scheme. T-28. It's available in most warehouses now, and if it's not at the moment, then it will be soon. I've been assured the stock is on the way. If you are looking for a good first warbird, you should definitely check out. If you're a fan of T-28s and you're looking for a striking scheme and a very good flying model to add to your fleet, T-28 from Durafly is the one to beat. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon for another video here on HobbyKing.com. Bye! Power flare, power flare. Oh, that's amazing. I think those carrier landings are like that anyway, right? Because they kind of slam down into the deck.